Happy August, computer and friends, whoever's watching this video. Sorry, I had something weird in my teeth. You've now seen two of my video vlogs, potentially. My vlogs. I know you know what video vlogs are. But I wanted to hop on again after going down to the Mayo Clinic because both of the videos I just posted were from a few weeks ago now at this point. And you can tell my hair looks way different and life looks a little different for me at this point. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a life update. So first and foremost, Kelsey, my beautiful, talented cousin, if you're in the Eden Prairie or West Suburbs or have the ability to go there, go get your hair done by her because she crushes it. So ultimately she washes my hair for me once a week and she styled me up today, so I appreciate her. My scars and stitches are still underneath this, but she helps me to look very normal to go around and do life. So she can really flare up your hair. So my hair looks different today, not wearing a headband. I'll probably be wearing them soon because I wanted to talk a little bit in this video about surgery and everything that I learned yesterday at the neurologist's appointment in Mayo. So yesterday, Davis and my family, being the overbearing family they are, love them, all drove down to Mayo Clinic and we met with the neurosurgeon who will be performing my surgery. We learned that that's a yes. I told you about that in my last video. They feel strongly about it. They feel very confident about their ability to remove 70, if not 80, potentially 90% of my tumor, which is far greater than what I was told before. But there's so many things that are going to happen. So the neurosurgeon in charge of me, Dr. Ian Parney, is going to do a few tests before I go under the knife the day before my surgery. So they're going to test like neural pathways, where does the blood light up the areas of my brain, because where my tumor is, it is impacting my ability to speak, my ability to hear and understand language, my motor skills, with it being on the left side of my body, all of the right side of my body, my face, potentially vision. There's so many complications that can come with this specific surgery. So they're going to do a ton of testing going in, and then I will be doing a test that's awake. So what that means is I will be heavily sedated, pretty much not awake, but awake enough to respond and answer questions. And that'll be helpful for us to know like what they're removing still allows me to answer questions correctly, speak correctly, and not run into any permanent, hopefully, damage, which could happen. There is a risk of permanent damage, like 10 to 15%. According to my neurosurgeon, there is only a 6 to 8% risk of his clients that he has seen for years and years and years, which is so much better to hear than 10 to 15. There is a 30% risk of short-term temporary damage that can come out of this in all of the areas I kind of mentioned before. So I could walk out of the surgery not being able to talk, not being able to move the right side of my face, right side of my body. Tons of different things can go wrong. Thankfully, we learned that temporary means a few days to potentially 6 weeks total. If it lasts longer than 6 weeks, it potentially will be permanent, which we're going to do everything to hope that that doesn't happen. We're going to pray about it. The Lord's got us, but it's very, very, very real risk. It hasn't been a huge risk, higher than 30% for my specific neurosurgeon, so that's great news. Also yesterday, outside of learning about the test and like day-to-day expectations for that and answering all the questions that my family asked and I asked, learned some interesting information about my astrocytoma, that is the tumor in my brain. And the most people with this brain tumor, on average, live 7 to 10 years with this tumor in their brain. That doesn't sound good or feel good to hear. 7 to 10 years from right now. I'm 28 years old, which I've refrained from sharing online, but many of you know how old I am. 28 years old, turning 29 very, very, very soon. The fact that it's already August. Last year of my youth, right? That would be, 38. That's not that long, 10 years from now. But a few good things that he mentioned that kind of put me outside of the average. he mentioned that my tumor is a mutated tumor, which is a good thing. So they tested the genetics of my tumor and learned it's mutated because mutated tumors respond better to radiation, chemotherapy, that type of thing. They also acknowledge that I have almost no neurological damage coming and responding from my brain tumor. So I'm not super old. I'm not having terrible complications besides my seizures that I've been having. And I've been having on a pretty regular, consistent basis until I met with the doctor yesterday, and he had me increase my meds. So hopefully increasing my meds will reduce that from happening anymore, which is great. So I respond really well to all of the tests they do. I can walk, I'm healthy, I take care of my body. I was in the wellness industry, right? So there's that on top of so many other things that he mentioned that is hopefully going to move me out of average. And also, I believe the Lord is going to move me out of average, because something I haven't shared yet that I'm planning to like post on social media a little bit more about. But my friend Jesse Jefferson, his dad is a pastor, and he doesn't live in Minnesota, but he came into town visiting, and Jesse's been talking to him about me. He came and he just spoke truth over me, and he prayed over me. And he goes, in case you didn't know, Nicole, by definition, even though you spell it differently, means Nicholas, but as in the female version means victory of the people. So I'm here to say 7 to 10 years is terrifying. It is overwhelming to think my life could be that short, but the Lord works miracles, and my name means victory of the people. And this entire situation can be a testimony, can be my test, my victory for you guys, those that are listening and watching this, to lift us up and to move us forward and to bring us all together and bring you all to the Lord if you don't already have that opportunity to know or care, or whoever your God is. So I'm trying to be positive and speak truth into this video, tell you how I'm feeling, know that 7 to 10 years is dooming over me a little bit. So even with this positivity, I have moments where it's ugly and I'm like, well, it might be dead. 7 to 10 years, I think really ugly of it. But we're trying to speak truth in life and victory over the situation. So I will update you more about the surgery and things to come soon. Like I said, I'm going to have a video with Davis featured very soon to talk through radiation and some of those things, so you have all of the information. But for now, I wanted to give you a little bit more oomph off of my last shorter video, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, guys.